name's Thomas Radel and I'm with RHS Self Storage. Today we want to show you how to properly store your items to keep weather damage from happening or moisture problems. What you want to do in a standard locker that's not climate controlled is to line the locker with cardboard as much as possible. Line along the walls, the floor, and in between items to keep moisture down. The cardboard sheets, as you see here, that we're using in this demonstration, are just 4x8 random cardboard sheets, or you can use boxes that you have folded down, lay them on the floor up against the wall. They'll act as a dehumidifier to keep your items nice. If you've ever had a basement where a box has been laying on the floor too long, you'll notice they turn white and get a little weathered and damaged, but they're in a nice dry basement. The lime and the concrete and the moisture will eat away at boxes, wood, furniture, so you want to put a barrier between you and your stuff on the storage unit floor. The next thing you want to do, give me a second here and I'll show you. Line your unit best you can with cardboard. Whether you have the 4x8 sheets or just use the old boxes, they'll work fine too. Depending on how big size, you can cut them, lay them open. But that's what you want to do, is separate them out so you can put your stuff on top of it. The other solution is use pallets on top of cardboard, or the cardboard on top of the pallets, either way, to create a problem. If you're going to be tracking water in your unit from rain and snow and ice because you access your unit a lot, I prefer to put the cardboard on top of the pallet instead of underneath it, like in this section here. That way when your shoes melt and stuff in the locker, if you're constantly in it, your cardboard don't get wet prematurely. When you're doing a unit like this, keep in mind that artwork and any liquids need to be in a climate control area. They will freeze, bust, bleed, as artwork will do, so keep them at home in a closet, under the bed, in the back of behind the headboard, in a cardboard box to protect them. Artwork is great if you have climate control and stuff like that, but you really don't want to put your stuff in one of these units without being really sealed really good. In this situation here, I always like to put cardboard on the floor and on the wall. Everybody has these totes anymore. When they're full of your stuff, put them along the floor like this. Take your mattresses and your box springs, set them on top, lean them against the wall, put a sheet over them, not plastic. The mattress will stay nice, they won't be touching the concrete, they'll be up where it's airy, and they won't start to stink or smell or anything like that. Putting plastic around them will act as a vapor barrier and cause condensation to form on the inside of them, which will mold and rot your bed mattresses away. So be sure that you always take time to store your stuff properly in the best way you can. Also, I always recommend people put mouse traps or the mouse poison packs into the units. Because you never know what you might bring from your own house from your crawl space, or what an existing tenant might bring in. Now we do control with that out here. We set poisons and everything, and we haven't had a problem. But I do know from talking to people that they're worried about that kind of stuff. So the more you take the time to secure your locker with cardboard and vapor barrier, if you have trash bags full of clothes, keep them up high. Don't lay them on the floor. Don't pile them up tight. If you stack the locker so full that you can't get into it, now you've created a problem where it all settles and stays on stuff and it can't breathe. So now the cardboard's acting as a dehumidifier, but your stuff can't breathe. With using a pallet on the floor or keeping an aisleway up the middle and U-shaping everything in the locker creates a pattern for you to be able to come in, access what you need, put it back, and allows an airway through the building to keep your items and your cardboard dry. Next thing I want to talk about is shrink wrap. Shrink wrap is great, but you don't want to do your stuff from head to toe. It's a great protector if you're moving it in the rain, but if you store a unit like a dresser, totally shrink wrapped, it acts as a moisture barrier. So what you want to do is you want to take cardboard sheets like these, or boxes. You want to cut them roughly in the shape of the dresser, front and back, side to side, or take a piece like this and wrap it around it. Use the shrink wrap to shrink wrap the cardboard to the dresser or the item, and then leave it open in sections. The cardboard will act as a dehumidifier, be able to breathe and dry and keep away from your veneer from peeling on older furniture. And cardboard will act as the pure dehumidifier that you need. I hope this gives you an idea on how to protect your stuff, because that's what we're trying to do here at RHS Self Storage, is to make you a happy customer, to keep coming back when you need us and recommend us to your friends. As you can see here, this is kind of just an idea layout of how I would line the unit with cardboard, pallets with cardboard on top of them, and cardboard on the walls. At RHS Self Storage, we're concerned about you and your stuff to be a happy customer, to keep coming back and recommend us to all your friends. This is why we try to take the time to show you an idea of how to store a unit, line it with cardboard, pallets, your totes with your mattresses on top of them, to give you these helpful tips so one, you can make the most room in your locker and protect your stuff at the same time, without having to spend the large sums of money as it would to get a climate control or a specialty type unit. Always remember though, when you do store your stuff, if you just take an extra time and a little extra care to think about it, package it properly, you'll be happier when you move it and when you get it out of storage. If you have any questions, always ask our management for any tips or any other ideas regarding how to store your stuff properly and what you might need in the future to consider as far as shelving, racking, other systems to organize your unit. I hope this gives you an idea how you need to store your items, protect them, and any questions you might have. Please always ask us for anything else you might need, and we're always here to help you at RHS Self Storage.